to New Rockstars. It's me, MT, and She-Hulk has been holding it down as MCU Earth's only clean green fighting machine ever since Smart Hulk decided to leave Earth yet again to seemingly go take care of some stuff on Sakaar in the very same Sakaaran ship that caused him and his cousin to mix family blood together in a much less creepier way than Game of Thrones. They do that differently. But though Bruce may have left Earth as Smart Hulk, there's actually a big chance that he returns to Earth as an old fart Hulk. After visiting a Sakaar where everyone that the Hulk met during those 2 years on Sakaar has been killed by the greatest menace known to mortal beings of the MCU, a little thing called time. So let's get into it, my nerd babies, because the Sakaar that Bruce went to is going to look completely different than the Sakaar that Bruce abandoned for the devil's anus. But before we talk about that, make sure you head on over to newrockstarsmerch.com to pick up our newest, latest obsession shirt inspired by She-Hulk and House of the Dragon. Those are two amazing shirts that will give you the ability to unlock shout outs that will appear on our after shows for those programs. So check that out today at newrockstarsmerch.com or any of our other amazing merch on that website. But all right, guys, so like I said before, everybody that appeared in Thor Ragnarok on the planet Sakaar that isn't being played by one Jeffrey Goldblum is very likely 6 feet under all of that Sakaaran trash. And they actually very much died a super long time ago, primarily because of the really weird nature of Sakaar itself. Because as we can see from the very beginning of Ragnarok, when Hela is chasing her annoying little brothers in the Bifrost, after Loki gets knocked out of said Bifrost and falls into a wormhole into Sakaar, he tells Thor that he spent the last few weeks getting in Grandmaster Goldblum's good graces and climbing up the Sakaaran social hierarchy, despite Thor only being a mere few seconds behind him.
Bifrost found me out here weeks ago. Weeks ago? Yes. I just got here. What are you whispering about?
Time works real different around these parts. On any other world, I'd be like millions of years old. But here on Sakaar,
like, time is all sorts of messed up on the Grandmaster's planet of Sakaar because time moves at an unusually fast rate in comparison to the rest of the universe, in a very similar way to how time works differently in the TVA, as Mobius and Mobius establishes in the Loki series about Loki and his girlfriend, Loki. Just real quick, this video is brought to you by The Ridge. The Ridge wallet is light, sleek, and industrial. It's designed to fit in your front pocket, unlike those bulky back pocket wallets that we won't talk about here because this is a Ridge wallet zone. It holds up to 12 cards and still has room for cash. The Ridge wallet comes in over 30 styles and colors, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. That's how I like my titanium, burnt. There's even an 18 karat gold plated wallet if you're ballin' like that, which I think Aisha and the other shiny sovereign folks from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 would appreciate because they all about that gold life. They be golden 24/7. And every Ridge wallet comes with a lifetime guarantee, and they'll let you test drive it for 45 days and send it back for a full refund if you don't love it. But that's highly improbable because they make the best wallets, and it's got 30,000 5-star reviews. They also have great backpacks and travel bags with RFID blocking pockets and optional device charging batteries. And they have a cool event going on now where every dollar spent on the website before September 18th enters you to win a 2020 Jeep Gladiator, or $50,000 if you prefer cash and are really excited to paint yourself gold to match your new Ridge wallet, because that's what you do, but you know, just don't infect yourself with chemicals, right? So get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/newrockstars. That's Ridge, RIDGE.com/newrockstars, and use the code NewRockstars. And you can find the link in the video description below, of course. It all has to do with gravity, because I'm not sure if you noticed, but Sakaar is literally covered in a ridiculous amount of wormholes that do nothing but pour trash and people onto the surface of the planet to either be eaten or used. And this is a major sign that the gravity of Sakaar is completely out of whack, because scientifically speaking, for a planet to have this many weird portals about, there has to be an outrageous amount of gravitational shenanigans taking place, especially when you have a big ass Einstein-Rosen bridge as huge and gnarly as the devil's anus is hovering over the face of Sakaar. I don't want that type of anus over my face. An Einstein-Rosen bridge, just a fancy way for nerds to say wormhole, by the way, and it's named that because of Einstein's theory of general relativity, which basically states that our perception of space-time is heavily influenced by the massiveness of the object that we're on, or in this instance, a planet. So basically what I'm saying is Sakaar's gravity is really really weird because Sakaar is a thick bitch of a planet, and the entire planet is one big gravitational anomaly. And since gravity is messed up, time works differently for everyone on the surface in comparison to everything else not on the planet, like everything else in the universe. But all of that weird gravity gobbledygook being said, basically when Hulk was on Sakaar for those 2 years, because the mass of Sakaar is significantly different than that of Earth's, the Incredible Hulk spent much more than 2 years fighting for the Grandmaster, which could partly explain why the Grandmaster feels a special connection to him, because this is one of the few people on the Sakaar that doesn't die as fast as the Grandmaster. Because in the comics, the Grandmaster is an elder of the universe who has a super long life. So if seconds for Thor were weeks for Loki, then Hulk could have taken over Bruce's body for centuries theoretically, which would definitely serve to explain Hulk's ability to speak in Thor Ragnarok compared to Age of Ultron, his new personality that he developed, and his deep unwillingness to leave the planet with Thor when Thor asked him to return to Earth. Because for Hulk, Sakaar is even more of a home than Earth ever was, and Banner only really let Hulk out to use him when there was trouble afoot. But essentially, Bruce Banner has lived a lot longer in the universe than even his best friend Steve Rogers has. He was just asleep for an extremely long time while Hulk was fighting all of his new friends and enemies in the Coliseum. But anyways, here's the deal. It's been about 6 to 7 Earth years since Bruce took Hulk off of the planet of Sakaar in Thor Ragnarok, which means that literally everyone that Hulk came across on Sakaar that isn't an Elder of the Universe is deader than Bruce Banner's sex life.
I can't get too excited. Not even a little excited.
And Smart Hulk is actually headed to a Sakaar that has advanced potentially countless generations since his last visit. Like, Sakaar is going to look completely differently, hopefully less trash looking. But this also means that if Smart Hulk were to get stuck on Sakaar again for some reason during his second trip back, then the Hulk that comes back to meet his cousin will very likely be extremely older than he was before, with an extraordinary amount of stories to tell with all of those years on Sakaar. And who knows, maybe Smart Hulk found out that he actually left behind a baby on Sakaar that is now a full-grown man, and Smart Hulk decides to stay on Sakaar to help raise this kid, because we know that the Marvel character Scar is one such child with Sakaarian origins. But either way, the next time that we see Bruce Banner, because of the gravitational anomaly of the Grandmaster's planet Sakaar, he's going to be a super old Hulk who might just have a completely different personality than Bruce had before because of all those years that he spent on Sakaar. And I, for one, would love if Marvel took the opportunity to have Bruce return to Earth as a bearded maestro version for a future Imperfect or World War Hulk scenario in the future, but we shall see, my nerd babies, we shall see. I'm just a sucker for World War Hulk, and I'm a big fan of the Maestro, so let's get it, come on. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. You can follow me at MasterTainment on Twitter if you guys want to see me tweet some weird shit and really fun and insane theories, but more importantly, you can follow New Rockstars wherever we are on the socials. And if you do on YouTube, make sure to hit that notification so you can get notifications every time we upload a video, which is pretty much every day. And also do not forget to hit up newrockstarsmerch.com so you can look flyer than anybody that you know with our new nerd gear, especially the ones inspired by She-Hulk and House of the Dragon. But again, thank you so much for spending time with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.